Welcome to BoldHearted Awakening. I'm super excited about today's topic, which we'll be discussing how deserve is a dirty word. So join me every week at 9 a.m. I'm a little bit late because I had some technical difficulties, and we'll be having candid conversations about what it looks like to live a bold-hearted life, to speak the truth even when it's scary, to love even when it's difficult, and to forgive even when your heart is not ready. So today, I have found in the personal development world that deserving is thrown around all the time. And I think it is quite destructive, actually, because you'll hear people say, oh, you deserve, to have a fantastic, business. You deserve to have an amazing marriage. You deserve to be happy. And it sets people up for the opposite of what you think. And so sometimes you might think, oh, telling someone they deserve to be happy, they deserve to be, healthy, they deserve to be successful, or even such things as, someone has some success and you say, oh, you deserved it. Well, it actually puts them in the frame of mind of the entitlement mentality, which is victim mentality. Because when you think you deserve something, you think you have a right to it. And to be honest, you don't deserve anything. Everything that you have is a result of the actions that you've taken and the consequences of those actions, or on the positive note, the results of those actions. And those actions start with your beliefs. And your beliefs then determine your behavior. Behavior then determines your actions. And your actions then determine your results. So this idea that you deserve anything is, like I said, is destructive. It sets people up to feel bad when they're not happy, when they're not in a happy marriage, when they're not successful in their career or their business, when they're facing health crises, because they think, well, what's wrong with me? I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be successful, and I'm not. So something must be wrong with me. And once you go into that mentality of something must be wrong with you, you start to believe the lie that something is wrong with you. And that feeds a lot of anger and resentment, which of course is that victim mentality that you're fighting against what is. So you have a goal, and that goal is being blocked by something. And this deserving mentality makes you think that, well, something must be wrong because I deserve that. And why don't I have that? And why does everyone else have that and I don't? So you start to see how victim mentality starts to take place. And once you're in victim mentality, all of your power is placed outside of you, and thinking that the world, owes you something, basically, which it doesn't. And so when you can start to see deserving for what it really is, which is, I say, a dirty word, then you can start to relieve yourself of this pressure that you're supposed to anything that you're not. And because all suffering comes from resisting what is. So if you are in a career and it's not going as well, and you want to, of course, advance and do something different, that's wonderful. But coming from a place of deserving that puts you in that place of fighting against yourself and starting to believe lies about what is possible for you. And it puts you in suffering because what you're currently in, you don't want to be in. So basically you're saying what life is, you are not in agreement with. And the way to change is not resistance, resisting what is, resisting that you're in a career that you don't love. Change comes from acceptance, accepting that you're in a career that you don't love, being compassionate with yourself, being curious about what a career that would be fulfilling and satisfying, what that would look like, starting to believe differently about what's possible for you. And as you start to change internally, that's when you'll start to see shifts externally. But just changing a job is not going to change anything. Believe me, I have changed jobs, I have changed countries, I have changed cities, homes, relationships. Changing anything outside of you is not the answer. And again, that's the mentality of deserving, So you deserve a better job. So you will get a better job. But then that better job isn't giving you the satisfaction that you desire, because you're still operating out of this entitlement victim mentality that your power, your worth, your value, your happiness comes from anything outside of you. And when you place your power on anything outside of you, you will always be disappointed. The other part of the deserving that is important here is to think about God. And God gave you forgiveness through Jesus while you were undeserving. You can't do anything to deserve his love and his grace. It is given to you freely through the sacrifice of his son, Jesus. So it blows apart this whole story around deserving and earning and proving, because you can't prove, you can't convince, you can't earn your way into God's grace. It is a free gift to you when you believe in Jesus. And so it really blows apart anything to do with deserving, because you don't deserve his grace. We all have, been people that maybe we're not proud of, done things we're not proud of. And the amazing thing about God is that he says, I will wipe all of that clean. I will clear the slate. You are free from your past. Your past does not define you. And you are now a new person through Christ. You don't have to be that old person, still making those same mistakes, still wrestling with the same issues over and over and over and over. You can begin anew without having to do anything. Without having to change jobs, change locations, change homes, change relationships, change clothes, change your hair, nothing. Because what God does is he changes you from the inside. He changes your heart, because when you think about that, your heart, knowing that you are forgiven, that you are set free, that everything that you've done is not held against you, and that you can begin again new as a new person, your heart is going to change. It's going to break open to just this incredible love that is not found in this world, because no one in this world can give you that kind of love without conditions. Everyone has slight conditions on you, what they want of you. And even people who have forgiven you, there could be just still some mistrust. So once you really open your eyes to this whole possibility beyond deserving, then you start to really change within. Then you're no longer on the cycle of thinking you deserve something, feeling bad that you don't have it, thinking you're entitled to something that you're not, and then feeling like a victim when it doesn't come the way that you think it's supposed to or should. And you start to see how you can really shift from a worldly perspective to a godly perspective, that you can start to walk with God, and what God gives you is infinitesimally better than what the world gives you. The joy, the peace, the freedom, the love, there's nothing in this world that can give you that. Believe me, I've tried. So I would encourage you today to wipe out the word deserving and really come to a place of allowing and accepting where you are, even if it's not where you want to be, and allow the love of God to come in and change you so that he can shape you into the person you are meant to be, and put you in the places you're meant to be, and have you do the work that you're meant to do, so that you can do that with such an incredible sense of satisfaction and fulfillment and meaning, and really from a place of love. So that no matter what happens, no matter if you face, challenges along the way, if you face criticism, rejection, you know whose you are. You know you are God's. You know God loves you. So what the world thinks of you is not that important. And that gives you this confidence, this courage, and this conviction that this world can never take away, no matter what happens. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. what you think of the word deserving, and how maybe you've even seen it work against you or work against people around you in the past. And what would be possible for you to eliminate deserving mentality from your life and really walk in a place of grace, and what that would make available to you, and what kind of life you could live from that place. I love to hear your thoughts. And if you are looking for support and really walking in a place of courage and conviction and confidence and getting out of that silent suffering of self-doubt and confusion and beating yourself up and wondering why things aren't working the way that you want and wanting to be something and someone different than you are, I encourage you to reach out to me. I have a 60-day Bold Heart mentorship where we go from confusion to confidence and from self-doubt to conviction and courage in your calling. And I would love to guide you along that path so that you can live a bold-hearted life. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to your comments, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.